Radhe Radhe. Who are you? What are you doing in your mind? Are you in love? Are you in hate? How to motivate? Knowledge of the Absolute. Lord Krishna is the supreme truth, the supreme cause and sustaining force of everything, both material and spiritual. Advanced soul surrender into him in devotion where is imperious souls divert their minds to other objects of worship. Knowledge of the Absolute. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Now hear, O son of Parth, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with the mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from about doubt." In this 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the nature of Krishna consciousness is fully described. Krishna is full in all absolence, and how he is manifests such opulence is described herein. Also 4 kinds of fortunate people who become attached to Krishna, and 4 kinds of opportunate people who never take to Krishna are described in the chapter. In the first 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the living entity has been described as nominatorial spirit soul capable of elevating himself to self-realization by different type of yoga. At the end of the 6th chapter, it has been clearly stated that the steady concentration of the mind upon Krishna. In other words, Krishna consciousness is the highest form of all yoga. But concentrating one's mind upon Krishna, one is able to know the absolute truth completely, but not otherwise. Impersonal Brahma Jyoti, localized Paramatma realization is not perfect knowledge of the Absolute truth, because it is partial. Full and scientific knowledge is Krishna, and everything revealed to the persons of Krishna consciousness in complete Krishna consciousness, one knows that Krishna is ultimate knowledge beyond any doubts. Different types of yoga are only stepping stone on the path of Krishna consciousness. One who take directly to Krishna consciousness automatically knows about Brahma Jyoti Paramatmana in full. By practice of Krishna consciousness yoga, one can know everything is full, namely the absolute truth, the living entities, the material nature and their manifestation with paraphernalia. One should therefore being yoga practice as directed in the last verse of the 6th chapter. Concentration of the mind upon Krishna, the Supreme, is mind possible by prescribed devotional service in 9 different forms, of which the first and most important, the Lord therefore says to Arjun, take to of hear from me no one can be greater other authority than Krishna, and therefore by hearing from him and receives the greatest opportunity to become a perfectly Krishna consciousness person, who therefore to learn from Krishna directly or from a pure devotee of Krishna and not from non-devotee upstart, puffer up with academic education in the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is process of understanding Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The absolute truth is described in the 2nd chapter of the 1st centro as follows. To hear about Krishna from Vedic literature, hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita itself, righteous activities, and for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, act as a best wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engaged in hearing of him. In the way, devotee naturally develop his dormant transcendental knowledge as he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from the devotees. He becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. By development of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passions and ignorance, and thus material lusts and diminished. When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service, and understand the signs of God perfectly. The Bhakti Yoga savors the hard knot and of material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of stage of understanding of the supreme absolute truth, personality of Godhead. Bhagavatam 1 to 1.2.17/21. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna or from his devotee in Krishna consciousness can one understand the science of Krishna. Jnanam tejam savijnanamidam vakshamyasheshatah vangyajyane tvang neham bhuyo anyangya agyata vyamavasishyate. I shall now declare unto you in full this knowledge, both phenomenal and nominous. This being knows nothing further shall remain for you to know. Complete knowledge includes knowledge of the phenomenal words and spirit behind it, and the source of both of them. This is transcendental knowledge. The Lord wants to explain the above mentioned system of knowledge because Arjuna's Krishna's confidential devotee and friend. In the beginning of the 4th chapter, in the explanation was given by Lord, and it is again confirmed here. Complete knowledge can be achieved only by the devotee of the Lord. In described decision directly from the Lord. Therefore, one should be intelligence enough to know the source of all knowledge, who is the cause of all causes and the only object for meditation in all type of yoga practice. When the cause of all causes becomes known, then everything knowledge become not, and nothing remains unknown. The Vedas Mundaka Upanishad 1.3 says Srimad Bhagavatam Manusyanang Sahasresu Kaschidyatati Siddhyate Yatatamapi Siddhanang Kaschinmanamang Veti Tattvatah. Means there are various grades of men, and out of many thousand, one may be sufficiently interested in transcendental realization to try to know that what is the self, what is the body, and what is the absolute truth. Generally, mankind is simply engaged in these animal propensities, namely eating, sleeping, depending, and mating, and hardly anyone interested in transcendental knowledge. The first 6 chapters of this Gita are meant for those who are interested in transcendental knowledge, in understanding the self, the super self, and the process of realization by Jnana Yoga, Dhyan Yoga, and discrimination of the self from matter. However, Krishna can be known only by persons who are in Krishna consciousness, other transcendentalists may achieve impersonal Brahman realization. For this easier than understanding Krishna. Krishna is the supreme person, but the same time, he is beyond the knowledge of Brahman and Paramatma. The yogi and Jnana yogi and confused in their attempts to understand Krishna all through the greatest of the impersonalists. Sripada Shankaracharya has admitted in his Gita commentary, and Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His followers do not accept Krishna as such, but for it is very difficult to know Krishna. Even through one has transcendental realization of impersonal Brahman, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all cows, the primeval Lord Govinda. And how to know him? All through non-devotees declared that the path of bhakti or devotional service is very easy. They cannot practice it. The path of bhakti is so easy as the non-devotee class of men proclaim. Why do they take up the difficult path? Actually, the path of bhakti is not easy. The so-called path of bhakti practiced by unauthorized person without knowledge of bhakti may be easy, but when it is practiced factually according to the rules and regulation, the speculative scholar and philosopher fall away from the path. Srila Rupa Goswami written in his Bhakti Rasma Sindhu 1.2.101, Shruti, Smriti, Punandi, devotional service of the Lord that ignore the unauthorized Vedic literature like the Upanishad, Purans and Narada Panchakriyatra is simply an unnecessary disturbance in society. It is not possible for the Brahmin realization, impersonalist or the Paramatma realized yogi to understand Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as the son of Mother Yashoda of the character of Arjun. Even the great demigods are sometimes confused about Krishna. Mam tu Veda na Vishwa. No one knows me as I am, the Lord says. And if one does know him, then even though one is a great scholar or philosopher, only the pure devotees can know something of the inconceivable transcendental qualities in Krishna. His being the cause of all cows, his wealth, fame, strength, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation, because Krishna is many voluntary include to his devotee. He is the last word in Brahman realization, and the devotee all can realize him of as he is. Therefore, it is said, no one can understand Krishna as he is by the blunt material sense, but he is revealed himself to devotee, being pleased to their transcendental loving service into him. Bhakti Rasm Sindhu 1.2.234. Earth, water, fire, air, either mind, intelligence, and false ego, altogether these 8 constitute my separated material energy. For material creation, Lord Krishna plenary explanation assumes 3 Vishnu. The first Mahavishnu created the total material energy known as Mahatattva, and the second Garbhodaksha Shai Vishnu enters into the all universe, create diversities in each of them. The third Vishnu is different. The third Vishnu diffuse all pervading super soul in all universe and non Paramatma. He is present even within the atom. Anyone who knows these three Vishnu can be liberated from material entanglement. The material world is temporary manifestation of one of the energy of the Lord, and the activities of the material world, and directed by these 3 Vishnu expansions of Lord Krishna. The Purushas are called incantation generally of who does not know the science of God. Krishna assume that this material world is for the enjoyment of the living entity, and that living entity are Purushas, the causes, controlled, and enjoyers of the material energy. According to Bhagavad Gita, this aesthetics conclusion is false. In the verse under discussion is the state that Krishna is original cause of the material manifestation. Srimad Bhagavatam also confirms this. The ingredients of the material manufactures are separated energy of the Lord. Even the Bhagavad Brahma Jyoti, who is the ultimate goal of the impersonalist, is a spiritual energy manifested in the spiritual sky. There are no spiritual diversity in the Bhagavad Brahma Jyoti as there are in a Vaikuntha lokas, and impersonalists accept this Brahma Jyoti as ultimate internal goal. The Paramatma manifestation is also temporary. All previous space of the Sri Krishna, Sri Vishnu, the Paramatma manifestation is not internal in the spiritual world. Therefore, the factual absolute truth is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. He is the complete energetic person. He possesses different separated and internal energy. In the material energy, these principal manifestations are 8 as above mentioned. Out of these, the first 5 manifestations, namely earth, water, fire, air, and sky, are called the 5 dignative creation, or the gross creation, within which the 5 sense object or includes. They are the manifestation of physical sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. Material science comprised these 10 items and nothing more, but the other three items, namely mind, intelligence, and false ego, are neglected by the materialist philosophers who deal with mental activities. Are also not perfect in knowledge because they do not know the ultimate source, Krishna, the false ego, I am, and it is mine, which constitute the basic principle of material existence, including 10 sense organs for material activity. Intelligence refers to the total material creation called the Mahatattva. Therefore, from the 8 separated energy of the Lord are manifest the 24 elements of the material world, which are the subject matter of Sankhya ethics philosophy. They are originally offshoots from Krishna energy and are separated from him. But ethics Sankhya philosopher with a poor fount of knowledge do not know Krishna as the cause of all causes. The subject matter of discussion in the Sankhya philosophy is only the manifestation of the external energy of Krishna. It is described in the Bhagavad Gita. That's all. How to complete knowledge by Bhagavad Gita? What are you doing? What are you thinking? Who are you? Please listen and take your attention. Attention is selective mental process through which the here and there running, here their daily colorful life, the enjoyful life, here and there, and false reading, and a false ego in the chanting. There are so many types of false ego person in your lifeline. Please delete all dirty relation with you. Are you feel in depression? Are you in love? Are you in your head? Are you suffering from stress? Now calm down and don't lose your patience, don't lose your confidence and character, don't lose your character, don't lose your time, waste time. Don't think about future, don't think about past. Always think in present. What have to do? Please do it and read it. Bhagavad Gita, Shri Krishna, Lord Krishna Consciousness, how to know in your lifeline, in life-changing, powerful life-changing lesson by Bhagavad Gita to turn in a life-changing, in your life-changing, powerful, take decision only 30 days. In your attention is concentrate about Sri Krishna consciousness. That's all. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.